The goal with charting is to separate the signals from the noise. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Money Flow Weekly Market Newsletter. I'm your host, Dr. BJ Love, and I'll be bringing you this week's update. Here at Money Flow, we use time-tested methods and indicators that helps us to navigate these markets with confidence. Now, market brief and weekly outlook as of May 2nd, 2026 close, we have record highs amid geopolitical tensions. And here is a market snapshot. We have the Dow Jones Industrial Averages closing at 49,499. The S&P 500 closed at 7,230, a new market high. The Nasdaq closed at 25,114, another market high, new market high. The Russell 3000 closed at 2,812, while the VIX closed at 16.89. Now, as we reiterate on each of these broadcasts, as long as the VIX remains below that threshold of 20, that line in the sand that raises volatility to a point to where stocks begin to fall, the market continues to grind higher. That is what we have been seeing. That is what we have been witnessing over the last few years that we have been distributing this broadcast. Right now, we have oil at 102 barrels, $102 a barrel. Excuse me, here, $102 a barrel as of Friday. It's closing right now. Oil in the live session. I'm just going to bring that up real quick. W/CL, and then we'll look at it momentarily here. We're hovering since oil trades 24/7. We can see right now that it is approximately. Go to the chart here. Pardon me for the interruption. Right here, the chart that we want to look at oil on is right here, and is around $100 a barrel. So as long as oil stays at around $100 a barrel, that is a elevated price, and so we're going to continue to see choppiness and volatility in the market. All right, let us get back to our commentary here. We saw gold close at $4,616. Silver closed at $73. Bitcoin closed at 78,000, and it's right now hovering as of the time of this recording at around 80,000. So, what is the weekly recap? Markets demonstrated significant resilience this week, pushing the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq to all-time highs, as we forestated, despite early volatility fueled by a divided Federal Reserve and concerns over the Strait of Hormuz. Investor sentiment shifted as blowout earnings took center stage. Earnings from the tech sector, which is a leading sector. We'll see more, we'll talk about more on that right now, with the Mag 7 really showing their earning power, while technical oscillators suggest indexes are currently overbought, which means we are at an extreme where we have moved so rapidly within 1 month. And we're going to look at a monthly chart because it is a new month right now, and see how rapidly these markets, major indices have moved, and all of the stocks that have moved within those indices. We won't show every stock, but we're going to look at a couple, just to show how strong this uptrend has been so far. And I always remember what goes up must come down, but as long as the trend is positive, we are going to piggyback off of it and continue to enjoy the profits that it is bringing us. Now, while technical oscillators suggest indexes are currently overbought, the underlying trend remains bullish. That means the long-term trend remains bullish, and we're going to see in a few minutes exactly how that plays out as major averages hold firmly above key support levels. Now, the sector leaders, as we aforementioned, are technology, led by the charge as investors focus on massive earning beats and strong forward guidance from the sector's largest players, and those are the M7 stocks or your Magnificent Seven. Now, energy surged in the weekly in the week as crude oil hit a 4-year high of $110 before stabilizing. As I said, we're right now at around that $100 per barrel range, stabilizing, benefiting from the heightened political risk. You know, as we see, one day it says one thing and the next day it says another. So most of the price that you see in oil is news driven. Now, what we want to look at in these strongest sectors, one stock that we own is the gaming is NOK, Nokia, gaining momentum as a core infrastructure play, benefiting from the broader AI and semiconductor rally. So this is a stock that we purchased at around $7, and it is right now around $13, just doubling. We'll look at that chart, and we want to pay attention to a stock that we like. We're looking at hopefully buying it when oil finally stabilizes. If it does and continues its climb up, is Offshore Incorporated. The symbol is WTI. It is serving as a proxy for energy price volatility. The stock tracked the movement. It tracks the movement of crude oil as it hit the multi-year high before it started pairing gains. So this is one stock that moved along with oil, and as oil hit the high, it hit a high, and it paired back as oil uh, paired back as well. So what's the outlook? The outlook remains highly sensitive to any further de-escalation headlines regarding the Middle East conflict. So that's where we are right now. So what we're going to say right now is volatility creates opportunity, and we have capitalized on the opportunity with Nokia, but only those who are prepared. So you have to be prepared. You have to listen to these broadcasts. You have to listen to these unbiased outlooks that depends only on real data and technical analysis to lead us the way. Now, prepared. Now, this is prepared for our clients' distribution. It is not investment advice. It's for educational and information purposes only. So now let's move into the charts. All right. So let's get to here. And you can see that we, as usual, we present our four grid, which represents the four major indices that we watch to ensure that we are on the right side of the market. And we do have our proprietary software that lets us, that gives us a color-coded answer. If we have a green background, for those of you who are new to the broadcast, we are in a long-term bullish posture. Now, if there is a red or a pink background, we are in a long-term bearish posture. So as you can see, what we like to um, use as our methodology, as long as our price is above a rising moving average, our background will stay green, and we will, that lets us know that we are in a uh, bullish posture for the long term. And as you can see, it prints the new high for the S&P 500 that happened uh, just this week. So it was yesterday. So these are weekly candles, and each candle represents 1 week. We do have our confirming indicator, which is the MACD, and it has crossed into positive territory, saying, and it letting us know that this is a high probability of this trend remaining intact as of today. Now, when this turns negative and we begin to see price fall, then we begin to uh, be more cautious. But right now, we're moving with the tailwind of the market moving higher because of the VIX, or the volatility or fear gauge, which is below that threshold of 20. So that gives us, like, double confirmation. Now, moving on to the Dow Jones Industrial, you can see sort of the same pattern, except it is moving sideways right now. It hit a high back here on in the week of 2/9, fell, and then we had that V jump that started on in March and has been going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now moving on to its 6 week. Now we also see our confirming indicator there, the MACD, giving us reassurance that the long-term trend is still intact on the Dow Jones Industrial. Oh, and now we're going to look at the uh, tech-heavy Nasdaq, and it has been in a rip-roaring uptrend. I mean, big candles moving higher and higher and higher and higher, and it seems unstoppable for now. But we know what goes up must come down. So, but as of now, we're enjoying the ride. Uh, Everything is green in the background. Prices are above the rising moving averages, and we have confirmation with our MACD that there's a very, very high probability around, we like to be conservatives and say 80% probability that this trend will remain intact. So this is a long-term trend. And as we often say here at the Money Flow newsletter, that long-term trends dominate, short-term trends fluctuate. So we don't tend to focus on the short-term trends as much, even though they gives us information as far as entries and exits into the market. But when we continue to see this type of price action on a weekly basis, we stay invested. All right, moving on to the Russell, we see the same type of action. Long-term trends dominate, short-term trends fluctuate. All right, so what we're going to do now is move on to our other, so we can look at our stocks from, okay, so all we got to do here is transform, and we go here. And we're looking at the weekly charts. Here we are looking at oil, and we can see, okay, this is a short-term trend. But if we look at the long-term trend chart, oil for the last 4 weeks has kind of been under pressure. Okay, and so we just wait, watch, and see, keep an eye on it. We're going to look at oil, gold. Go to my, okay, let's sector. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. We don't have much time. We're going to go to general sectors. Yeah. So here we look at silver. As you can see, it's consolidating. We go to gold. It's consolidating. We go to look at our Nokia. It's been dominating, and there you have it. Every day and every way we get better and better.